another day in the life of yours truly. Now, we have some exciting news today, ladies and gentlemen. Our camera and other equipment will be arriving today. So at some point, I will be switching it up and using that to document the rest of the day. Now, you guys are a little behind because your boy slacked and didn't put in effort on the old channel. But with that, eventually you will be caught up and you will get to see the excitement. Don't I seem so excited? Woo! No, it's pretty cool. It's raining, if you couldn't tell. It's exciting. I think this camera might even be able to hook up to the mics, the Rode mics I got a little while back, which will improve the audio as well. So 2 major upgrades to the vlogs, quality, the video itself, as well as the audio will be improved. Let's go. Let's go. So, although I don't probably seem it, I am quite excited. This will be cool. This will be fun. Tomorrow, actually, I'm more excited for the massage that I have tomorrow. Long overdue. Long overdue. The way my back is feeling, I should have got this done months ago. But oh, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. Thus far, we did cold exposure. Like I said yesterday, there's weed in our garden. There's weed in our internal garden. And that weed was procrastinating getting up, which is not the best start to your day. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen. Starting your day off by snoozing your alarms. If you're setting the tone for the day by snoozing your alarm, by sleeping in to the last second you can, boy, oh boy, does that, that sets you up, from my experience, to feel like shit. To feel like shit. But, anyway, what I was getting to was today, although we did a little bit, there's some conscious, hey, get the fuck up. Come on, what are you doing? It's like, in those moments, you gotta catch yourself. And this is a habit that you build through over time, where it's slowly catching yourself. Like yesterday, saying to yourself, this is pretend your internal dialogue. Hey man, you said you were gonna get up. You said you weren't gonna sleep. Or, nah. More of like, alright. You go to hit the snooze. you go to close your eyes. And you can feel the conscious decision to do that. And in that moment, that is when you have to remind yourself, go into manual mode, and say, no. Yesterday, we said we were going to do things differently. So right now, I got to do things differently. Manual mode, ladies and gentlemen. $200 of caffeine. Wow. I gotta find myself a caffeine drink that's like the size of these ones, but only 100 milligrams, because, well, we're trying not to drink as much caffeine because I was overdoing it, which I think was stressing the shit out of my body. Because although I haven't been doing less than 400 milligrams a day, I feel a lot better not doing the amount of caffeine that I was. Because over 800 is crazy, let alone 1,000. Over 400 is crazy, let alone 1,000. I don't know what I'm saying. But too much. It was too much. I think a combination of reducing my caffeine intake, being graceful with myself, and expressing gratitude towards life has kind of recentered myself. Because boy, oh boy, we weren't feeling the best. And like I said yesterday, that is okay. It is okay to feel sad. It is okay to feel all the emotions that we have in life. They are simply a sign for something. Every emotion tells you something about yourself, about a situation. And if you become very conscious, something I'm noticing is as I become more conscious of when I step into an emotional state, whether it be sad, angry, happy, it allows me to understand myself more on a deeper level. Because from there, I can go, okay, this is where I need to put my boundaries. Like, we'll take just anger, for instance. Majority of the time, if you are angry at a person, or if you... Most of the time it's anger. There's too many emotions to condense it as much as I was about to. But if you are angry towards a person because they did something to you, chances are that action that they took against you, first and foremost, I said this before and I'll say it again, emotions, although they're gonna happen, how you choose to channel them is more or less up to you. Having emotional control is a pretty profound and very useful skill in life. Coming back to my original point, if someone has taken actions against you, I don't even know if I like the word against. if a person does something and it angers you, does something to you and it angers you, whether maybe they say something, they do an action. I was gonna say thoughts, but you don't know their thoughts. If they say something to you, if they do something towards you and it pisses you off, it makes you mad, it enrages you, chances are that thing they did is a boundary, if that makes sense. So I'll dive a little deeper. If you're I may have to think more deeply on this so I can express my thoughts better, but when you feel the emotion of anger, one, identify if it's coming from ego. Anything from ego is destructive. Two, any intense emotion, I'm going to take a little side note real quick. Any intense emotion, I think, is an amazing opportunity to program into yourself extreme emotional control. Because it's very important to not take out your emotions on other people. And we are all human, it happens. But the more you can refrain from that, the better. Because nothing good comes out of decisions based in extreme emotional states. Most of the time, that is when stuff we regret happens. Back to the anger part. I believe I heard this somewhere, and I see it come through a lot in my own life, but it's when you get angry about an action or words expressed towards you, chances are that is an area that you need to place boundaries. That is like a no-go zone where you need to express that is a boundary in your life, that people should not cross that line if they want to be in your life. So like, for instance, if someone were to say something about your mom, your mother, or your father, they were to make a comment about your parent in a negative sense, and that angered you, you didn't like that, that is a boundary. Now, take the time to calm down a little bit, because you don't want to respond out of anger, because then you can insult the person, and then that gets nowhere. But recognize that those are your boundaries. Anger identifies the boundaries that we need to place. So when you get pissed off, when you get angry towards someone, instead of being vengeful, spiteful, instead of these low vibration, low energy reactions that it seems that's just like default human behavior, utilize it to see where in your life you need to start placing boundaries with people, right? The respect lost from not placing boundaries the mental frame I discussed the other day, or other week at this point. All these are just one long day for me. My self-respect is worth more than not setting boundaries. And it is difficult. It is something that I think a lot of people struggle with, is setting boundaries, is that awkward conversation of like, don't do that. Don't do that. But it's in setting boundaries that you see who's truly your friend, who's truly a good person for you, right? Because once you have set your boundary, how many times does it take for that person to respect it? That is a tremendous indicator of who should and should not be in your life. A person who has no respect for themselves, for others, a person who has no boundaries, no standards, is not going to respect yours. And they must go, no matter who they are, no matter how close, how long you've known them, they must go. They must go. Step into that new stage of your life, that peace stage, that I'm putting my peace first stage of your life. Prioritize your peace is worth more than anything. We're born alone, we die alone, except with our Father. At the end of the day, you have to live with yourself. Make sure you enjoy their company. That is a quote I heard a long time ago, and it has now kind of come more into fruition in my life as I've better understand it. As I comprehend it better, and I'm able to apply it to different situations in my life, and I can see where it comes through. I'll give an example of my personal experience with it, mainly being centered around food. But it's like every time I have a family get together, I was discussing this with my uncle, because I think, funny enough, I think a lot of my family members struggle with like food related addictions or tendencies, just poor relationship with food overall. Food, honestly, food addiction is probably one of the most under the rug things in society today. But it's like, I was discussing with him the fact of every time we have a family get together, I eat a ton of food because I don't want to be rude or enter in whatever rationalization that I've come up with in my mind. And then I eat a ton of food because I don't want to be rude or disrespectful because they took the time to make it, yada yada yada. And then the next day I'm miserable because I stepped on the scale and I'm up 3 pounds and I feel bloated and gross, and I'm then beating myself up for it for the entirety of the day. And then top it off, I eat less or I don't eat at all to kind of make up for the difference. And in the end, it's not worth it. That one meal that I overindulge in for the sake of others is not worth the next day or two that I'm beating myself up and basically starving myself so that I can make up for my past decision. It's not worth it. It is not worth it. And that's a prime example of you have to live with yourself. Make sure you enjoy their company. Do what is good for you. Do what is right for you. Nowadays, I try not to. I don't. There are certain times that I still do that. A lot more reserved than it used to be. I used to pig out at these things. But now it's like, it's not worth it. Like, I'll eat with you guys, but I'm eating my meal. I'm eating the pre-planned meal plan, dinner, lunch, breakfast, whatever, that I had already planned on eating, that aligns with my goals, so that way I don't wake up tomorrow and feel like shit. And that is one example of kind of setting your boundaries. I didn't even have to have the conversation with them. That's like probably the best part. It's like sometimes you can set your boundaries without actually having those awkward conversations. All I had to do was have a conversation with myself. I set a boundary with myself, saying I am not going to do this anymore because it just ends in me feeling miserable. And now here I am. I wake up the next day. I got to spend time with my family, and I don't feel like shit. And I can eat what I want. Speaking of which, I gotta make more of these because these were really good. I got myself a chicken avocado wrap, ladies and gentlemen. So good. I think this was one of my favorite, if not my favorite, meal plans to date. Actually, the chicken burgers I made the other day, or the other week. Those are really good. I love food. Okay. So, I'm going to cut it here because I'm almost at the job site. But I will see you guys in a little bit. Much love as always. And stay amazing. Alright, peace. What is up, YouTube? We are to work. We're done for the day. We're feeling good. We're feeling great. Something has come in the mail. Something. Has arrived. Move some of this shit out of the way. We are now an unboxing channel. That is going to be all we are. I'm excited, YouTube. It's going to be... Our camera has arrived. Oh, there's another box. This is a big step for us, ladies and gentlemen. Big step. Say goodbye
Poor audio. Well, I hope. Say goodbye to poor audio, poor video. And say hello to the future of this channel. Is this the camera? Okay. So I think this is the camera. So I'm going to take it all out and show you the haul. So we have one Sony Z1 ZV-F1 camera. Yep, ZV-1F camera. Literally made for vlogging. We have a bunch of little, what is this? I'll have to unbox it. Oh shit. A video light. Is this a handheld one? What is this clamp? Oh, I gotta go check on something in a sec. I need to know what came with this. Oh yeah, I got a camera bag. I got a camera bag. A holder. An action grip. So if someone were to want to like record me and stuff while I'm moving. It comes with a mic. And a tripod stand. I will be right back. I gotta go check on my food. But we will get down to the nitty gritty with this. Oh my. Okay. Wow.